Hello and welcome to Exercise Science at Fairfield Career Center. I am Mrs. Valentis and I apologize, but my video recording of our Zoom meeting, for some reason we had some technical difficulty and it did not record. However, I had made videos that I presented in the Zoom meeting, and those videos are going to be included in this presentation here for you now. I am very excited and would like to first say congratulations on your acceptance into the exercise science program. I am excited to work with all of the students within exercise science and look forward to a great year. If you have any questions or need any assistance at all, please feel free to reach out to me anytime. My email is svalentis, S as in Sam, V as in Victor, ALEN, T as in Tom, AS, at efcts.us. So please feel free to email me anytime. And again, congratulations on your acceptance into the exercise science program at Fairfield Career Center. And I look forward to working with you in the fall. Have a great day. All right, before we get started into the actual videos, some important dates that you will want to know is that July 19th is the last day to order uniforms with free shipping. And August 11th is back to school night. That is a great night for you to come to Fairfield Career Center, see your lab, talk with your lab teachers, get your schedule, meet with your academic instructors as well. So hope to see you there for August 11th back to school night. And again, reminder that July 19th is the last day to order uniforms for free shipping. Additionally, if you do need to contact me for any reason whatsoever, please feel free to email me, svalentis@efcts.us. I also have a class website, an Instagram page, Facebook page, and then I also have a Remind class for the incoming juniors. If you text at AKBH88 to 81010, you'll be able to join that Remind class. Again, looking forward to working with all of you, and thanks for joining me here. In this segment, I'm going to be sharing information about Fairfield Career Center. So we'll go ahead and get started. So first information is just about myself. Contact information, if you need to contact me at all, my email is svalentis@efcts.us. The phone number is area code 614-837-9443. If you are contacting me over the summer, it is best to reach out via email, as I'm not in the school very often and will not have access to voicemail. I do have an Instagram page. It's EXScienceFCC. There's also a Facebook page, Exercise Science at Fairfield Career Center. The website is exsciencefcc.weebly.com. And then I also have a Remind class, which I will provide that access code information later on when we join back together as a whole group. When we go to the Exercise Science webpage, you'll see here, this is a great way just to learn a little bit more about the program itself. You can see here we have some tabs up at the top. We have new student orientation, information on the ACSM certification, some practice exams. We've done community service. There's also some photo albums, Skills USA, Career Tech Ed Week, sophomore visitation. Down below, there's also ways that you can access our Instagram page. And then I also have a website specifically for Exercise Science 1 and Exercise Science 2, so the junior and senior level. If we go to the new student orientation, you're going to see here all of the videos that I have been presenting throughout the new student orientation will be available here for you. There's also important forms and information. This information can still also be found at the One Day EFCTS website, but there are two options for you. All right, so our next thing then would be who to contact. So if over the summer you have some information that you need to obtain from someone from Fairfield Career Center and I'm unable to answer those questions, you do have contact information for career service representatives that represent each homeschool. So if we go back to the EFCTS One Day page, you're going to see, let's actually just go right back to that main landing page. You will see under enrollment information who to contact. If you click here, this will give you the career services specialist team members. And as I said before, if you are from a certain homeschool, you will have a specific career service specialist to help you. For Amanda Clear Creek, Byrne Union, Fairfield Union, Liberty Union, Tays Valley, Walnut Township, and Whitehall, you have Miss Krista Blower. If you are from Bexley, Bloom Carroll, Canal Winchester, Gahanna Lincoln, Groveport Madison, or Hamilton Township, you would work with Kara Pontius. And if you are from New Albany, Pickerington Local School District, and Reynoldsburg City Schools, you would contact Holly Ryder. Our school calendar. Students that are enrolled in Fairfield Career Center are expected to follow Eastland-Fairfield Career Center school calendar. This may be very different from your home school, and we'll take a look at the current school calendar for the upcoming year. So you are expected, so classes will begin on August 13th. Our final day for the 2021 school year is on May 25th of next year. We do have a winter break and a spring break that are within the school calendar. A lot of times the differences come down to spring breaks. So unfortunately, that does not mean that you get 2 spring breaks. You would come to school during Fairfield Career Centers, or come to school during your spring break if it is different from Fairfield Career Center's spring break. Transportation is still provided from your home school. However, you do have to get to your home high school to catch that bus that would take you to the career center. So make sure that you do have this. Again, this information can be found on the One Day website or on our Exercise Science webpage. All right, so our daily school schedule. So school will begin, and you can see we have 4 different schedules here. School begins, the first bell will ring at 8 o'clock in the morning, and then you have 5 minutes to go to your locker, get your belongings, and then report to first period. For juniors, their first 4 periods are spent in lab. So you can see we are together for close to 3 hours. Following lab at the end of 10:54, students will either report to an academic class or their lunch. All academic classes are 40 minutes each. Lunch is 30 minutes for each student as well. So if fifth period you have an academic class, you would go from 10:57 to 11:37, and then you would have your lunch from 11:40 to 12:10. During senior year, the schedule flips. So students that are seniors would go to their academic classes, periods 1 through 5, with lunch being in there as one of the periods. And then they are in lab from 6th period through 9th period. For that, so that would mean at 11:40 to 2:19, that is the senior schedule. We also have a 2-hour delay schedule. So if we are on a 2-hour delay, we would simply start 2 hours later, and then all periods would be shortened then for the day. We also have opportunities for what are called Schedule A and Schedule B. So if we have any assemblies, most of the time we are on Schedule A. So the assembly would be first thing in the morning, and then the schedule would be adjusted accordingly for the remainder of the day. Schedule B, going to lab and academics first, and then having an assembly or all school meeting at the end of the day. You are expected to arrive on time because the Ohio Department of Education recognizes minutes now. If you are not in school and you are not in your first period class by the time the tardy bell rings at 8:05, you would be marked absent and you would need to go to the main office to get a pass. It is really important for students to attend, especially through lab, as we cover a lot of information 3 hours each day. On days, if your homeschool were to be canceled because of a calamity day, it would still be counted as an absence for you. However, it would be excused. If you have a 2-hour delay, however, Fairfield Career Center does not have one, again, that time would be excused for you. But you would just come in to 2 hours after your normal school day would begin. So if your normal school started at 7 a.m., then you would need to be to the Career Center by 9 a.m. All right, our next topic to discuss is going to be busing and transportation. For transportation, what you will need to do is contact your local school district and arrange for transportation to the Career Center. This information is available on the One Day EFCTS website, as well as the Exercise Science website. Contact information is all here for you. So again, you will need to contact your transportation department, letting them know that your student will be attending the Career Center, and they will give you further information as far as how to catch the bus, where to catch the bus, etc. But they do need to know that information. Again, your busing will provide, they will pick you up if you ride the bus normally. So let's say you were a Gahanna student, they would pick you up at your normal bus stop. They would take you to the high school. From there, there would be a shuttle bus that would then take you to the Career Center. Certifications and articulation credit. Students within the Exercise Science program are eligible for 2 certifications. The first one is CPR, AED, and First Aid, and that is through the American Heart Association. We complete this certification during the senior year, and it is valid for 2 years. Then the second certification that students are eligible for is the American College of Sports Medicine Certified Personal Trainer exam. This exam is very rigorous. It has a national first-time passage rate of only a 68%. However, with students who take the exercise science program at Fairfield Career Center, our first-time class average passing rate is an 83%. So it does help to have that hands-on information and to do the preparation for that exam. Should students not pass the exam on the first time, students are eligible to retake that exam. However, it will be an expense that is accrued by the student. The school will pay for the first time for the students to sit for the exam, and then any attempts after that is based or will be required by the student to pay for that. Articulation credit. We have articulation credit through Columbus State Community College. There are currently 6 hours of articulation credit that students are eligible for. In order to obtain that credit, however, students must take a minimum of at least one class through Columbus State. I recommend taking maybe a general required course, such as a speech class, a general math class, something along those lines, so students can receive that credit. IEPs and accommodations. If your child should have an IEP or a 504, Fairfield Career Center does work very hard to meet those accommodations. We have what is called the Student Learning Center, where students can go for additional time on tests. They can also go and have a quiet test taking area. The test can be read to them. So there's a wide variety of support that can be provided through the Student Learning Center. I really make an effort to review all student IEPs and 504 plans to provide those accommodations as best as I possibly can. For the American College of Sports Medicine Certified Personal Trainer exam, there is the option of having up to double time on the exam. There you can have a quiet area, and you could also have a reader for that exam. You do need to have medical documentation provided for that to have those accommodations provided for you. But if you do have any questions regarding IEPs or accommodations, we have an excellent special education department that can definitely help with any questions you may have. For scheduling, we're going to go to a frequently asked questions page from here. So this will explain to you exactly how to select your classes for next year. When we go through the academic video, it's going to explain more in depth about the actual courses that you can choose from. So all of the information that you would need is here. Again, for the IEP 504 accommodations, information is provided here in this section. We do also offer ELL services through both Eastland and Fairfield Career Center. We do have honors classes. We refer to them as accelerated classes as opposed to honors classes. And we do offer College Credit Plus courses. And you can see those classes that are listed here. Some students are interested in taking classes at their home school. So you could do half days. I personally would encourage all students to attend the Career Center full day. It just allows you to have, as far as like time is concerned, if you needed additional help from an academic teacher, you can get that during lab. If you had a study hall and you needed additional assistance during lab, you could come down during that time. I have had students that have done half days. However, I feel like they sometimes miss that extra connection. So I do encourage students to take their classes, all of their classes at Fairfield Career Center if possible. Can you participate in sports, marching bands, things like that at your home schools? Absolutely. Students are actually encouraged to still be an active part of their student organizations from their home school. So with that, if that is something that you have, let's say you have a practice at the end of the day, make sure that you mark that on your scheduling request. What the guidance counselors can do is actually put in a study hall, or try to do that, putting in a study hall towards the end, at the end of the day during ninth period, so that you could leave early to make sure that you are attending your required practices from your home school. Transportation was discussed earlier in this video. Again, if you need to coordinate transportation, please contact your school's bus garage for specific details. If your child needs credit recovery classes, those are available through TRECA. It is an independent study. More information will be available in August from the guidance counselors on how to sign up for credit recovery courses. If phys ed or health class are needed, most of your homeschools will offer those free online. So please check with your homeschool counselor for those options first. However, if it is not an option from your homeschool, we will provide physical education and health through TRECA. However, there is an additional cost to the student. Again, more information will be available from your guidance counselor in August on how to sign up for those classes. When it comes time for you to actually schedule, you will go to the EFCTS One Day website again. You'll go to Fairfield Career Center New Student Celebration. And from here, you will scroll down until you see the important links. The second link is class scheduling information for ECC and FCC accepted students. You will click there and this will bring you to the scheduling page. There are two separate forms here. The first one is going to be your scheduling request. So you would click on this form, it would take you to a Google form, and then you will fill and complete the information that is requested in here. The second Google form is going to be any questions that you may have. From here, again, a Google form. You will put your actual question in here and it will be directed to the appropriate guidance counselor. All right, so this is going to wrap up the general information about Fairfield Career Center. If you have additional questions, please feel free to contact me anytime about this information. Thank you. In this section, I'm going to be talking about the overall class expectations for the students within the exercise science program. So overall, one of my biggest expectations for students is to maintain a sense of professionalism when they are in the lab and in the classroom. Professionalism is going to be of utmost importance because students have the opportunity to go into a wide variety of healthcare and allied health professions following high school. Students could continue their education and pursue a degree in physical therapy, occupational therapy, athletic training, chiropractic medicine, and other fields. Additionally, students could go right into the workforce by becoming a personal trainer or a group fitness instructor. Either way, whatever field an individual decides to go into following high school, one of the most important things that they have in common is that they are working with customers and clients or patients. So professionalism is going to be of the utmost importance. Additionally, confidentiality is going to be extremely important within the lab. We do deal with very sensitive information, including students' height, weight, blood pressure, resting heart rate, percent body fat, etc. So one of the things that I expect of my students is to keep all information confidential. Whatever is discussed in lab stays within the lab and should not be discussed outside of lab. Additionally, we will look at confidentiality laws, including HIPAA and FERPA. So we will have that discussion so students can become aware of the importance of maintaining confidentiality. We do this class in a hybrid style format. So there's a lot of information that will be done online. So if we take a look at one of the courses, we utilize what is called Canvas. So if we take a look at this is a course. This is actually the athletic training course from this past fall. You'll see that all of the information that I provide is grouped into various modules. So as we scroll through here, students will always be asked to complete a pre-instruction assessment and a post-instruction assessment. This allows me to see the growth that they would have made throughout that particular module. Students are also required to complete vocabulary and foundation notes, reinforcement materials, and then they also complete a 3-2-1 chart, which allows me to see how they're doing with capturing the information within the actual module itself. Then we'll do various lab activities related to each section of the module. We will typically always do something with vocabulary, hands-on practical application, meeting with myself to reinforce information, and then there's a wide variety of different activities that students will participate in. Students will also be participating in or taking regular quizzes. Those can be done independently. They are able to use their notes for those quizzes. However, when we do have a final test over a unit, they would not be permitted to use their notes. So for this cardiovascular one, you can see there are a total of 5 sections. So students would have done vocab notes, foundation notes, reinforcement materials, etc. for each section. Then they would get into their assessments of knowledge. This is where they would have their completed lab activities. We would do a final content checkoff, discussion post, skill checkoff, and if there was a final test, it would be included here. So as you can see, there's quite a bit of work that is involved within each module. However, if students are able to manage their time well, then they should have no problems completing that. If time management is something that is of a challenge, I am more than happy to help students become more proficient with this. However, it does take time and effort on the student's part to become more successful with time management. All right, so let's head back to our presentation. So our next thing will be supplies. So I have a list of required supplies. This will be available and posted on the class website. So the first thing that you would need is a spiral notebook. This is going to be left in class for daily journal entries. For our journal entries, what we do with that is each morning when students come into the class, a journal question is posted on the board that they can be working on. This allows me to perform uniform checks as well as attendance. Students will also need to keep black pens. The reason for this is that healthcare professionals write only in black ink, and as a future healthcare professional, you'll be held to those same standards. Pencils are also needed. We will be doing some math in here. Highlighters, 2 green and 2 yellow ones. We'll be doing some highlighting of vocabulary notes. 2 3-inch binders. 1 binder will be used each semester. 20 dividers, you'll need 2 sets of those. 1 set of dividers will be used during each semester, and obviously keeping your notes organized is going to be very helpful when you are studying and preparing for tests and quizzes. Paper will obviously also be important. And then you will also need 300 index cards for our medical terminology course that we'll be participating in. Additionally, you may want to have other flashcards that can be beneficial when you're preparing for the American College of Sports Medicine Certified Personal Trainer exam. So with that, you actually have your very first assignment. This will be due in the fall. So if you would like to work on this over the summer, you're welcome to. But you are going to be taking a 3-inch binder and you're going to get your 20 dividers and you will label them as they are labeled on here. Again, the due date will be sometime in August. Not exactly sure what date that is yet. This will fall into employability points, and this sheet you would want to file under special projects. Now, one of the things that one of my former students did is they printed off 2 copies of the binder assignment. The first copy they placed in their binder. The second copy they actually cut out these slips, placed them into the actual divider tab, stapled them there, and then they didn't have to handwrite anything. So that is always an option for you. All right, so our next thing is going to be cell phones. So I do collect cell phones every day. The reason for this is not because I want to be mean or anything like that, but it is to help prevent distractions. When I was in business and industry, we were expected to keep our cell phones stored in our permanent lockers that we had on site. So with that, I do allow students to have them in the classroom. I do have a caddy that they are able to place them in, and they do earn employability points for each day with that. Studies have actually shown that every time someone is distracted, it can take up to 15 to 20 minutes for that individual to get back on track. So in working with students on time management and productivity, trying to find those ways to help them be the most productive and successful, and preventing those distractions with different notifications from social media to text messaging, etc. It is very easy for us to become distracted, myself included. I know that I become distracted very easily with my cell phone. So I'm just trying to help students create those successful habits to help them be a successful professional in the future. Working on other classwork. Students will obviously have other classwork for their academics. It is, when we are in lab, there will be times where students will have open work time. During that time, it is more than acceptable for them to be working on other classwork. However, if we are working on a specific lab assignment and a student knows that they have homework that is due next period and they are working on that, that is where we would have a discussion and they would not be earning their lab participation points for that particular day. So it is very important, like I said, to be aware and cognizant of the assignments that you have due and to be proactive with your time management. All right, so we are going to take a look at the uniform requirements and expectations. So I'm going to go ahead and move myself down towards the bottom. And we'll go through here. So when you are going to purchase your uniforms, you can go to the one-day efcts.com website. On here, you will see on the right-hand side the uniforms. You'll click on the Read More link. And from here, this is going to take you to a site that will give you information on the uniform fitting guide. When you received your acceptance letter from Eastland-Fairfield Career and Technical Schools, you should have received a fitting guide as well as a tape measure. If you've lost that, though, you can see that there is the uniform fitting guide that you can click on that will take you to how exactly to measure for the actual uniforms that you'll be purchasing. When you are measuring, you do want to make sure that you are measuring correctly, as the uniforms cannot be returned once they have been ordered. Uniforms do run pretty true to size. So if you're typically a medium in your attire, then a medium should fit pretty well for you. So if we go back here, then you can also go, once you've taken those uniform measurements, you can go to the EFCTS uniform store, and this will take you to the new site or to a new link. And here, this is where you would be able to purchase your uniforms. If you place your order by July 19th, you are eligible for free shipping, and those uniforms would be in at the back to school night on August 11th. So as we go through here, we'll take a look at a few of the different things. There is information on optional outerwear, and then you would also go to the exercise science link. When you click on the optional outerwear, this is what you can wear when you are in the building. So while you are in school, you are not permitted to wear hoodies or any other jacket. You may wear a full fleece jacket like this. And there's also a female option too. There is a fleece crew neck sweatshirt. There is a performance t-shirt that can be worn underneath your lab polo if you would like. And then there is also a quarter zip. So all of these could be purchased and worn as additional outerwear if you would like. It is not required, but it is at least recommended because during the winter it does get pretty cold. All right, so we'll go back and now we'll take a look at the exercise science uniform. For our uniform, it is recommended that you purchase a minimum, obviously, of one of each shirt or t-shirt, polo, pant, and shorts. However, I would recommend getting two of each, just so that way it does allow you to not have as much pressure for doing laundry. The first thing that we are going to see here is a ladies V-neck t-shirt. This is what is worn when we do workouts. So it is not the polo that is worn on a daily basis. This is strictly for when we are working out. The male version looks very similar, except that it has the crew neck. Female has the V-neck. As we scroll down, we'll now see the polo shirts. So we can see here, and I'm trying to see, okay. So you can see it a little bit better. It's a navy blue speckled with black polo shirt. It looks very sharp. Then for men, scroll back down. Same thing, so just cut a little bit differently. Then we have our track pant. This is what is worn with the polo shirt. There is the ladies and the men's track pant. Again, these do run true to size. If you are unable to, let's say you have someone who is very petite and you're not sure, let's see here, on the size, it does go down to an extra small. If you're still not sure if the extra small would fit, please send me a message directly and we can talk through that. And then lastly, we have the shorts. So these are the shorts that would be worn during our workout sessions. Again, I do recommend getting at least 2 pairs of shorts, 2 workout shirts, 2 pairs of the pants, as well as 2 of the polos, just so again, you're not having to worry about so much about getting all of your laundry done. All right, some additional information for our uniforms. There is a uniform policy, and this will be posted on our class website. So again, this talks about the requirements here. The additional requirement would be with shoes. For shoes, you need to have a shoe that has a more of a solid color, so like white, black, or gray. There can be some minimal coloring on it. However, it should not be very bright neon colors. You also want to make sure that these shoes do not mark, so that they would not provide any black marking on the floor. Shoes must be worn at all times, and they can be purchased at any vendor of your choice. Socks must also be worn. The shoes that are not permitted are canvas style shoes, open back style, clogs, Crocs, or any other type of similar gardening shoe, or open toed shoes. Again, with workout attire, students are expected to arrive and leave from lab in their required polo uniform. On the days when physical activity occurs, students will be given time to change before and after the exercise sessions. Students are expected to have workout attire with them on a daily basis, and it is strongly encouraged to leave an extra set of workout clothes in your lockers in case you were to forget. Regarding personal hygiene, students are expected to apply deodorant before and after workout sessions. Students will be given ample time to freshen up after their exercise session. There are showers available, however, they are community-based showers, so that is something to keep in mind. Again, for the only outerwear that's permitted to be worn in the building, it's going to be either that fleece, sweatshirt, or the quarter zip jacket style. Uniforms should be worn as designed. They need to be free of holes, rips, and tears. Additionally, for accessories, acrylic nails are permitted. However, the nails must be kept to a length that will not interfere with assessments and evaluations. When we are doing fitness assessments, we will be doing skin fold caliper measurements, which does require us to pinch the skin. So if I were to be pinching here and I had really long nails, that's going to be difficult for me to do. Hair should not be in the face, and outrageous hair colors or unnatural hair colors, they are permitted during school. However, for any off-site field trip that we may be going on, you must have natural hair color, and that is required. That is the expectation from business and industry. Visible tattoos must also be covered for off-site trips. So if you have a tattoo that goes down your arm, you would need to make sure that you're wearing a long sleeve shirt underneath your polo. Facial piercings. Oh, I'm sorry. Let's go back to piercings in general. Students are permitted to have 2 piercings in their ears when we are on off-site trips. You are not permitted to have facial piercings for off-site trips. However, during lab, you may keep 1 stud-style facial piercing in. Dangling jewelry will not be permitted from the face, neck, or other areas due to safety concerns, and therefore there's no dangling or large hoop earrings. So some additional notes: undergarments must be worn with a uniform at all times. Undergarments should not be visible above the waistline, so any type of underwear or anything like that, and it should not be visible through the uniform. Students are required to remain in their complete uniform for the entire school day, including academic class time, so we're not changing into Crocs or anything like that after lab has concluded. On days when we have an out of uniform day, it is important to note that the school dress code is enforced, and it is expected that students will still be able to perform lab activities. Therefore, jeans should not have rips, tears, holes, or frays, and leggings and jeggings are not permitted on those days as well. One additional thing, for modesty or warmth, students may also wear an all-white or black plain sleeveless camisole or tank top or long sleeve shirt underneath their polo. Any shirt that's worn under the polo shirt must be tucked in, and short sleeve t-shirts may not extend beyond the sleeves of the polo. So we talked about daily attire, the workout attire, and shoes and hair color. Again, if you have your uniform ordered by July 19th, you will receive free shipping, and your uniform will be available on back to school night on August 11th. If you order your uniform and it has not arrived by the first day of school, you will need to wear a pair of khaki pants and a solid color polo top. So keeping that in the back of your mind. If you do not have the correct uniform for the first day of school, until you receive your uniform, you'll be expected to wear khakis and a solid color polo shirt. All right, if you have any questions about the uniform policy, please feel free to reach out to me through email, and I'll be sure to help you out with any questions you may have. All right, before we get started into the actual videos, some important dates that you will want to know is that July 19th is the last day to order uniforms with free shipping. And August 11th is back to school night. That is a great night for you to come to Fairfield Career Center, see your lab, talk with your lab teachers, get your schedule, meet with your academic instructors as well. So hope to see you there for August 11th back to school night. And again, reminder that July 19th is the last day to order uniforms for free shipping. Additionally, if you do need to contact me for any reason whatsoever, please feel free to email me, svalentis@efcts.us. I also have a class website, an Instagram page, Facebook page, and then I also have a Remind class for the incoming juniors. If you text at AKBH88 to 81010, you'll be able to join that Remind class. Again, looking forward to working with all of you, and thanks for joining me here.